I'll be telling you about some experiences I've had with using 3 different e-learning strategies on some of my DTU courses. The 3 strategies are flipped classroom, the idea where students watch lectures at home and do homework at school. That's the flipped part. I'll be talking about computer quizzes, where computer gradable quizzes are used in place of ordinary exercises, so the students get immediate response. And finally, I'll talk about peer assessment, where students assess and judge each other's report or project work. I've been using these 3 methods as a consequence of me first making a Coursera course, an online course, and then figuring out that I could actually use some of the same elements on my physical course. And I've been quite excited about that, and I'll try to tell about the ups and downs of doing that. The main idea in flipped classroom is that the student will watch lectures at home, video recordings of lectures at home, and do exercises at school in class, where the teacher then has time to interact with each student individually. Practically, what I did was I took my existing lectures, which are typically 45 minutes long. I then divided them into a couple of blocks each of, say, 10-15 minutes length. Each block is typically 1 topic. Sometimes I'll have to divide a topic in 2, so the video won't be too long. These are then recorded in a studio like the one I'm standing in now. They're put up on the DTU Coursera web interface from which the student can watch them using a browser. And the fact that it's a browser that the student uses means that it's platform independent. You can see it on a Mac or on a PC or whichever computer the student has. The videos include so-called in-video quizzes, which are short questions that appear post the video, and then a question is asked, checking whether the student understood the material that came before that question. And this allows the student to reflect and to maybe discover that he or she wasn't paying attention. They can then go back, watch the video again, or maybe read up on background material, or read up on more advanced material that's mentioned in the video. The other half of flipping the classroom is that, as I say, the students then go to class and do exercises. And the fact that I'm not now spending time lecturing means that we have all the time in class for actually interacting one-on-one, individual tutoring. The students do exercises, they can talk to me, and I can explain particularly hard topics to them. In the case of quizzes that you want a computer to be able to automatically grade, you need very concrete answers. Say a number, or maybe one option among a number of possibilities in a drop-down menu. For work that's more project-like, where a student has to make an argument or discuss a topic, you need a more subjective form of assessment. I've been experimenting with peer assessment, which is the method where a number of students assess the work of other students. I've been using the Coursera tools for this. Specifically, this means that each student solves a project answering some open-ended question. He then types in his report to the computer interface. This is automatically submitted anonymously to a number of other students. They assess the work based on an assessment guideline that I've prepared, resubmit their answers anonymously again, and this way students have experienced both hearing assessment from other students and also experience reading the work of other students. I'm really excited about the possibilities provided by these e-learning tools, but there are also challenges. A huge advantage with flipped classroom is that students can watch lectures at their own pace when they want. They can pause videos, read background material. Pedagogically, that seems to work so much nicer for me than having a class full of students where I lose maybe half of them during a 45-minute lecture. Computer gradable quizzes, where the students immediately get response to their submitted answers, also works extremely nice. It allows the student to go back and immediately try to correct any errors instead of waiting a week like they do now. Peer assessment, just the fact that students can read other people's reports seems to provide them with a lot of useful input about how best to do that sort of work. Challenges, I think one of the main challenges has been whether or not students show up in class. The fact that everything is online means they can actually watch the videos, do the exercises, do the peer assessments entirely at home without ever turning up. Many students have said this is a good thing, it's a benefit, it's freedom, but on the other hand, you're losing out on that one-on-one interaction, which was one of the main points. About half, I'd say, show up, about half stay home. It's different who does this every day. Is this a good or a bad thing? I think that's an open question.